Yes, guys, it's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live, proudly sponsored by Treasure Boxing Club. And today we're joined with the young lightweight prospect, John Jahan Boogeyman Ingram. How you doing
Yes,
today,
sir.
man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I've been trying to get this. We've been trying to set up this interview for probably over 2 years now. So finally got it. Finally getting it done. Thank you for coming on. Great to have you on the channel. You're someone that I've been looking at as a prospect and someone I see as a world champion in the future. So yeah, I think it's good to talk to you early doors and let people know more about you, especially in the UK, because it's good that now you're starting to get a fan base in the UK because recently you have been fighting here quite a lot. But when I first saw you, you was obviously fighting in America more. But
Right.
yeah, we're gonna start from do your story, know more about you. So yeah, let everyone know where you're from and what's your background. So you're from Las Vegas, right?
No, I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, you're from North Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm originally from North Carolina. About 2022, 2022, 2021, I had moved to Las Vegas, and that's where I got my pro career started. Me moving out to Las Vegas and joining the Mayweather camp.
Did you plug something in? Because you sound your mic's a bit gone a bit funny.
Okay, it's better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had switched on me. Sorry about that. But I'm originally from North Carolina. My pro career started about 2021, 2022, and that's when I moved to Las Vegas and was under the Mayweather count. But my journey of from the amateurs to me getting into boxing and all that started back at home in North Carolina.
Okay, in Winston Salem.
Yes, once this.
Okay. Okay. Is that North Carolina? So that's where like Jodeci's from, right?
I don't know where Jody C. from. We got a couple people from North Carolina, like
Jeezy?
Sugar Ray Leonard from North Carolina.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
Jeezy from there? Young
nah,
Jeezy?
Jeezy from Atlanta.
No, but he's originally from Carolina though. I don't know if he's North or South.
Young Jeezy, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, man, Young Jeezy, man, he's definitely.
Oh yeah, South Carolina. He's from
Oh,
South
South Carolina.
Carolina. South
Okay.
Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I think the Charlemagne, the gods from there as well. But yeah, you
Yeah.
got guys. So yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard, North Carolina.
Mm.
Good historical fighters over the years. So yeah, man. So what? Both of you are you FBA then? Your parents are FBA. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't know what that
Like
is.
foundational Black American is a thing where like you can trace your family back to the plantations that they're not immigrants from say the Caribbean or
Got you.
Africa.
Okay. That I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure to be honest. I know I'm mixed with a Indian um Cherokee to be exact. My grandfather was half Cherokee. My mom's mother is half Cherokee and white. So I know I come from different cultures of background, but I'm not sure like where all the roots actually started at.
Okay, probably is the probably is the FBA because you're in the
Mm.
south. So yeah, because I was wondering because obviously you are light skinned and
Right, yeah.
the name Jahan Ingram is a different name for where did that name come from?
So my dad name is John. So his is John,
Yeah.
and my brother was John the second. So instead of my mom didn't want me to be John third, so she had me rearrange. They rearranged the words and made Jahan.
Okay. So no, that's good. I like that. So your dad he's keeping that lineage. He likes that
Yeah.
name. Yeah. Okay. So how was like growing up in Winston Salem then? What was it like in that area growing up?
It was different. It's I'm not gonna say it's too much different from anywhere else. Everywhere got the nice parts. Everywhere got the hard parts. I was like in the middle of the middle. So I was about middle class, growing up. So at first it wasn't the best outcome. Me and my mom it was just me and my mom at first because my dad had got locked up when I was a baby. I think I was either one or two when my dad went to prison. So it was just me and my mom. And once that happened, she was working multiple jobs to bring in multiple sources of income. So it was hard on my mom. So I'd be bouncing back and forth from my grandpa house and my nana house, staying back and forth with them because my mom was always working. So at a young age, I spent time with my mom, but not as much. But once I got a little older, probably about the 7, 8 range, she had ended up getting better jobs, so we spent a lot more time together and stuff. And then uh eventually my grandpa uh ended up passing away and we inherited his house. So we moved into his house, and where his house was located, it was in an older group of people living in the neighborhood, but all like the hoods and other bad neighborhoods was surrounding that neighborhood. So I was always, I ain't gonna say influenced, but always around and getting into stuff I shouldn't be getting into because that was my environment at that time. I was around that type of environment. So, I ain't gonna say I had the worst, but I ain't have the best either at the same time. But, it was an experience I learned and grew from, and that I'm glad I went through at that age and time frame, especially with me being in my boxing career. As a boxer, you can't be no soft person in boxing. You gotta have. I'm not saying you have to have that type of background or come from that type of background, because there's people out here that does it and do it that comes from a great background. But I feel like the true champions and the elite fighters, they come from that type of struggle and foundation that makes them work 10 times harder to become that top elite fighter, that top world champion.
Yes, like yeah, there's always an exception to the rule. There is people like Eric Morales who does come
Mm,
from a middle class, like wealthy background and stuff like that. But
right.
in majority based cases, I think it is advantageous, as you said, to come from the struggle because it is the fight game, and that's
Right.
normally where you end up having. You don't normally have, you know, major scraps in nice posh areas and private school. It's normally going to be in
Mm,
the streets and on in the estates and
right.
or what do you call it, the projects, the hoods, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes, really, ain't it?
Right.
But no. So, how many siblings have you got? Have you just got the one brother, or you got more
No,
siblings?
I had three siblings. Unfortunately, now I'm down to two. My brother had passed
Oh,
this
sorry.
past year, so now I just got my older brother. I mean, my older sister. She was older than all of us, and then I got my younger brother.
Okay, okay. Yes. So then, so what did your mum do for a living? Because you were saying she was, doing one job and then she got better jobs. So what is it she was
Yeah.
doing?
I remember at first, when I was young, I can't remember. I remember she was working at the hospital when I was real young. I can't remember the other ones she was working at, but once I got, like I said, she got better, she was still working multiple jobs around that time. I was 8, 9 years old, 7 years old, but she was still working multiple. I remember she was working at the YMCA. I don't know if y'all have that out there.
It's like the hostels. Yeah, we have that here.
Yeah, it's basically like a recreation center.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
YMCA, a makeup store called Sephora, and then I can't remember what the third job was, but I remember she was working them two, and then she had a third one, and then eventually, because they, how it's always that saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yes.
And she ended up bumping into the right people, and they helped her get her license to become a property manager and work their property that they had bought. And that's when it was that transition of you know stuff, hard times turning into decent times.
Better times.
Because
Yeah.
as a property manager, property managers make pretty good money. So that's when that transition happened. Then around that time, my dad had came back home, so he got blessed with a good job when he came back home. So that's when things started getting better and taking back off.
Okay. So what? He joined the family business then.
No, my my dad he works at a I can't remember the name of the place, but it's a cigarette company.
Okay.
They make cigarettes. So he got blessed with a job there, and ever since he came home, he's been working there. He done moved up the ladder and moved up the ranks at that job. So he got blessed with that opportunity of coming home to a job like that, because they make pretty good money at that job too. So between my mom doing the property manager and then my dad job where they making the cigarettes, that was two good sources of income. So stuff got a lot better for us.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, well, that's good, because
Mm,
especially when you're talking about tobacco, because
right.
as you know, North Carolina back in the day, people like us, black people, was having to do them things for free. Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
probably get paid for it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, my family's Jamaican, so that was like mainly sugar,
Mm,
tobacco, rum, and things like that. But yeah,
okay.
yeah, man. So yeah, it's the good stuff, man. So how was school life then? What type of student was you? Was you, a smart student? Was you a well behaved student? Was you a bit naughty?
I was in the middle. I was in the middle. Growing up, it had changed me a lot. I didn't like I said, I really my mom kept me kind of in a closed environment growing up since my dad had went to prison and stuff. She didn't really have me out in the world like that, so she really tried to keep me as confined as possible. So a lot of the stuff I did get into and did happen to me was because of through school or like right after school in that period of time before I get home. So um before stuff kind of had changed with my type of characteristics. I was a good student, elementary school, but I would get bullied a lot. I'm light skinned. I was real chubby in elementary school, so I was chubby light skinned kid. So I would get picked on a lot, and I would always be fighting. And then that's how my mom had put me into boxing. It started in elementary school when I was getting a lot of fights. That's when she started putting me in boxing classes. And then once it got to middle school, that's where um it was that shift in dynamic of it's elementary school, people not caring about the shoes or caring about the clothes and all that. And my nana always tried to make sure my nana had loved getting me polo. Like my nana would get all me and my cousins polo every Christmas, birthdays. Like it would always be polo. So but it'd be like dress up clothes, so it wouldn't be clothes I really wear to school. It'd be like, if I was going to Sunday service or something like that,
Yeah.
that you'll wear them type of clothes. So I didn't always have the best clothes all the time going to school. So once that middle school mark hit, like that sixth, seventh grade, I was still going through that phase of getting picked on and bullied and not sticking up for myself and stuff like that. And then once the eighth grade hit, that's when that shift kind of had changed, and I went from being like, this quiet kid that was minding his business doing his thing to more of I'm getting into the wrong crowds and doing the wrong things and stuff. And then as stuff progressed to high school and stuff, it was just getting worse and worse in a way. I like it ain't never got worse in a way where I done did anything outrageous or anything crazy, but I done went and did my time and stuff of not time like in jail or anything like that, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah, not like that, not like that. I had to
Okay.
think
You put
about
in
that.
work.
Yeah,
Basically, you put
I
in
had to
work.
think of yeah, I had to think about how I worded that when I was saying my time. Like my time is going through that phase. That's what
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say. My time of going through that phase of being out in the wrong crowds at the wrong times of the night in the streets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
To break
then
it down, basically,
yeah,
being outside, putting in work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but I was still, I still wasn't like no disrespectful, kid growing up or not. I always respect my elders and stuff. I was just still doing what I did. I was, like I said, I was surrounded in that environment. My neighborhood was it was a few kids in my neighborhood, but they was younger than me. It wasn't none in my age group. A lot of since like I said, it was a house passed down from my grandfather. So everybody that lived in there was in his age group. So they was all older people. They was grandparents and stuff. So unless they grandkids came over, I didn't really see no kids in my neighborhood. But as soon as I walk out the house and turn the corner, it's one of the projects right there. Across
Okay.
the street, another project. Down the street, another one. So it was like my neighborhood was cool, but as soon as I walked out the neighborhood, I'm into that different lifestyle, into that type of environment. So me being around that, you just adapt, and I end up falling into that type of environment. I didn't gratefully I didn't fall in too deep where anything happened to me or messed up anything with my career or anything like that. But it was like I said, it's like any place. You're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad. So at school, you know, you had the good stuff at school, but then you had the bad stuff at school. So I'd be falling to the bad stuff. But it was like a mixture. I have both. So it kind of played out in my favor because, I'd be hanging with the kids that don't get in trouble, but then hang out with the kids that get in trouble. So when I get caught in the mix, they be like, nah, not him. Like, he don't do that stuff. He don't do nothing.
Yeah,
So it
good
was like,
character reference.
yeah. So I was like in the middle of all of it. That was my biggest thing. One of the biggest things my mom had taught me was like, you always gotta adapt and, you know how to play your hand. And I always knew how to play my hand the right way.
Yeah, yeah, you got to be a chameleon out here, man. You
Yeah.
got to be able to, uh, you know, bob and weave in all environments. So, what was your favorite subjects though in school?
I said my favorite subject was probably science.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
okay.
science. Yeah,
You like the Bunsen burner fires and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. It was something about science. Like I just love science. Math was cool. Math would probably go second because, excuse me, I love messing with numbers and stuff. But even with science, you still have to mess with them numbers. So it's like science just gave me that all around love. I just like the factor of you can mix A and mix B to get this crazy thing that that you wouldn't even think would happen if you mix these two chemicals together and stuff like that. So it was just something I had fell in love with science.
Okay, so from the science lab to the sweet science.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I think I might make that the thumbnail, the
Yeah.
title. So yeah, so as you said, that your mum got you into boxing after
Mm.
you was getting in a few problems and stuff. So what was the first gym, what was the name of the first gym you went to?
It's called 14th Street Boxing. It's a recreation center. Like, it got the basketball gym, kids go there for after school, the playground, like a little gaming room, computer room. So it's like a recreation center, but at the bottom of it, it had the boxing gym. So that's where the first gym I started at was called 14th Street Boxing.
Okay, okay. So is that still going today?
I think it is. I think it is. I'm not sure like how active it is. I don't know what coaches is there because I'm pretty sure the head coach. I think he had passed. Um, I can't remember the two. I had two coaches at that gym. I can't remember their names. I know. I know before I moved to Vegas, when I was training, I go to this college and go to their track to run at their track. And I seen, one of the coaches I used to have, he was working for the school and he'd be up there and come out to the track and come talk to me and stuff. The other one, okay, I remember the other one was named Coach Ryan. I haven't heard or seen anything from him since I had left from 14th Street, boxing gym. But, so I don't really know how they doing. I that's something. I'm glad you brought that up because that's something when I go back home, I need to go, check out because that's one thing I do want to do for my community is open up a boxing gym myself there, to help the kids have a gateway, because
Yeah.
that was my gateway was boxing. If I wasn't boxing, I don't know where I would be. I don't know if I would be dead in jail or, in a different career path or whatever because of the type of environment I was in. But boxing also helped keep me from them other type of environments. It would be times people be like, "Oh, we going to a party today," or whatever. And I'd be like, "Dang, bro, I got to train because I got an amateur fight coming up, so I can't go." And then the party end up getting shot up and stuff like that. So, boxing really saved my life. So I'm grateful for boxing because there's no telling, how my life could have turned out.
Yeah, I can relate to that a lot. As a teenager,
Mm,
a lot of times, yeah, I was like part time, because you have to do when the season's normally over in the summer. That's normally when you get into the most trouble. But during the season,
yeah,
as they say, they're going to a party, they're gonna go to this place or do something or go somewhere they shouldn't really be. And because I'm saying, oh, I've got training, or I'm tired from training, or I've
yeah,
got to lose weight because as you can see, I'm a big dude, so back then I was actually a welterweight, so it was hard to make it.
mm,
So I'd have to be, really strict with the diet and stuff. I don't want to be out late and hanging outside. So yeah, that kept me from a lot of situations. As I said, as you said, you'd hear certain things happen
mm,
where they've gone, and it's like it's good that I've got something to keep me focused and disciplined because as my uncle always says, the devil makes work for idle hands. So
mm.
it's a good thing that you had boxing as your a valid excuse as to why not to go
Right.
to certain places, man. Yeah, but it's good as you said. There's also that. Yeah, you should check in on your old first club and see how they're doing.
Right.
Because if you go back there, I'm sure there'll be kids. They'll be like, "Wow, you started off here, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Inspire the people in Winston Salem, man." So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that southern hospitality. I'm sure you'll get that down there. So
Definitely.
so then how old was you when you had your first bout, and how was that?
I was either 12 or 13, I want to say. And it was different, which I feel like for every fighter, walking out that first fight, of course you're gonna be nervous. It was a good, packed crowd at the first fight I had because the first amateur show I had, it was a I guess we call it pro am shows or like an amateur pro show. So amateur events happened first, and then after the amateurs, the pros came in and they had a pro show. So it was pretty packed show because they had the amateurs fight first and then the pros. So I had all my family show up. So it was something nervous, but once you get in that ring, it just all comes natural. Like all that always go out the window. Like even the fight I just had, you know, I was in the back before I walked out of the little square part thing, stage part thing.
Yeah.
Like I was back there taking deep breaths because I was nervous. You always catch them. Like before, I was cool, but as soon as I had walked up the little stage to get onto the stage to get ready to walk out, like I felt the nerves come in. So I was back there taking my deep breaths to relax my mind. And then as soon as I walked out and seen the crowd, like, it felt like home. I was in love. I
Mm,
seen the crowd, seen the lights and everything on me. I felt back at home. That's how I felt when I got in the ring, my first amateur fight. Walking through the crowd to get to the ring, because I was a very shy kid when I was younger. So walking through there, I was like, I didn't want everybody looking at me. Like I didn't like it. I was like that for all my amateur fights, walking through the crowd. I didn't stop with the crowd part until I turned pro. But walking through the crowd, I'd be nervous, and as soon as I get in the ring, like it's just me, the opponent, and the ref. Everybody else, I don't see them no more.
mm,
And I'm glad I grew out that phase, which is something, that always takes times with a lot of fighters. Some fighters, it doesn't happen to. Some fighters it does. But that first fight, it was an experience that, I still look back on. I still see pictures pop up on my phone from my first amateur fight and stuff. So I reflect back on that moment.
yeah. So what was the result?
I won.
Okay,
I
that's
won.
good.
I can't remember if it was like a TKO or nothing, but I know I won.
Okay, yeah, probably it might have been points because at 12, 13, you don't. No one has the power really yet,
Y-
just yet at that
Yeah.
time. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So how many?
Well, yeah, that's true. Like that at the power, but I don't know. Like every place, because I seen like fighting in the amateurs, every place does it differently. But like in North Carolina, like if you get hit and your head pops back like that, they give you an 8 count for that.
Oh, the standing count. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
true. That's
and I
true.
think it was like I don't know. It might have changed from when I was fighting, but I think if you pop like if they get 3 standing 8 counts, then it's a
Yeah,
automatic
where's it off?
TKO.
No, it's
Yeah.
still the same. It's the same in the UK.
Okay.
Same in the UK. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how many amateur bouts did you have in total then?
I had 12 or 13.
Oh,
or
okay.
or maybe 14. It was somewhere around there. I still got my amateur, but I need to go count them. But I know it's around that 12, 13 mark right there.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ain't gonna have a what's his name? That guy, Mr. Suspicious, going
Nah,
over, going over your record. That
nah.
guy's funny. Oh man. So then, so what club was it you had your bouts for? Was it that club you was talking about, or did you move to another club?
Nah. So I told you that 8th grade year, that's when that shift changed for me. My 8th grade year. So elementary, I was doing boxing. Middle school, I wasn't doing boxing.
Okay.
So that 8th grade year, when that shift that changed, like people were still, because I just came from, I said 6th, 7th grade, I was still kind of like the type to get bullied and stuff. The 8th grade year when it started changing, so people would still try it. So I was getting a lot more fights and stuff then, because I'm standing up for myself. I'm being more of an aggressor type person. I'm still chill, but sometimes I'd be aggressor a little bit, and sometimes some of the fights I had even started myself. But this one fight, it was like this. It was either the last day of school or 2 days before the last day of school. And this dude, I can't remember the exact situation had played out. I just remember we got in a fight. And we got in a fight. The school was like, he a known bully. They wanted to press charges against him. But they was like, if they press charges against one student, they have to press charges against the other student. So that means they had to press charges against me. So luckily, it wasn't like when they press charges, you just go straight to court. You go see some kind of like a guidance counselor, some type of form like that the court provides,
Hmm.
and they determine if you need to go to court to see if you're gonna get charged with whatever or not. So the person I had to see, seeing I wasn't no trouble kid, I didn't have no trouble, no record, no trouble background or anything like that. But they was like, you should possibly get into boxing. So he was like, that's crazy. I used to, being trained with boxing. So they gave me a flyer. And that flyer, it was basically this other boxing program on the other side of town that they was a regular boxing gym, but in the morning times, like during the summer, in the morning times, they had a program where they would um take in troubled kids, and basically you'll be there for almost the whole day. So it's almost like you're at school again, but you're not learning. You having fun doing boxing things, hanging out, uh, kind of like field trips, activities, stuff like that. And obviously in the program they seen like, okay, like we seen you know how to fight already. They could tell I had boxing background experience. It was like, well, you need to start coming in the afternoon with the people that train for real. And I can't remember what they called they gym at that time, but I started with them, and I had got a few amateur fights with them. And that's what got me back into the boxing gym, was going to that gym. I just can't remember the name of it, but I got two two or three fights with them, I want to say. Yeah, it was about 2 to 3 fights with them, I want to say. And you know I'm grateful for that experience too, because if that didn't happen in the eighth grade with me getting into a fight with that guy, you know, I probably still wouldn't be boxing, because that's at the changing point right there. When I started back at that gym, that's at the point where I'm like, okay, I got skills and talent. Like, I can take this serious.
Yeah.
So, if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't be boxing today, because I wouldn't have thought about boxing being my career path. I wanted to play football and be a football player and stuff. So, you know, um, everything happens for a reason. So that's another experience I'm still grateful for.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good, man. So then, what was the when did you have the decision that yes, I'm going to turn pro now, and I want to give it a shot at pro, and how was that process?
So, I knew you can go pro at 18 in the US. Excuse me. So my mind was already set. Once I turned 18, I wanted to go pro. So at that time, the coach I had at that time, because now I'm at a whole nother different gym.
Yes.
So I'm at a whole different gym now, um, working with this coach, because I had got a couple of amateur fights with him also. So I told him, like, yo, like, I'm ready to turn pro. Like, I was like, I had my last amateur fight, and I was like, I just not feeling no more. It's like it's no love in the amateurs no more. I don't love the amateur side no more. I'm ready to go pro, be with the big leagues with the big dogs. And basically he was like, okay, well, we got some things to work on, but we just got to get you ready for the pro, because he was like, it's a big difference. You dropping the ounces of gloves. I think amateurs, what is 12 or 14 ounce you fight in? I think it's
12,
12.
12,
Yeah,
yeah.
12. And then you wearing a headgear. you know, he was like, you coming out no headgear, 8 ounces. It's a whole different ball game, a whole different thing you have to be ready for. He was like, it's a lot of guys that fight in the amateurs, they're top amateurs. As soon as they turn pro, they're nobody, because they comfortable with that headgear and them big gloves. So he started getting me ready for that. And then we was trying to get pro fights, but I didn't have the funds. Like I said, my family was doing better at the time, but we still didn't have the funds to do the, okay, we got to pay for the opponent, pay for his travel, pay for somewhere to stay for him to stay. Then we got to pay for my stuff, my travel, for me to stay. So we just didn't have the funds to do that
Yeah, your
stuff.
medical and that as well, because those things are
Yeah,
expensive as well. People don't
yeah, that
know
stuff
those things.
adds up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that stuff adds up. So we was trying to work stuff out, trying to get sponsors, people to back me, that had money to put up to do that stuff, but it just didn't work out. So he's like, until we can get that point, let's still prepare you and get you ready to fight in the pros. And eventually, because he had a back injury from years ago that was still bothering him. So he had to get surgery again. When he got surgery, it put him out of coaching, because he couldn't move like he could no used to no more. So at that point, I started shopping around looking for other coaches. I was working with this other guy that was a big prospect in North Carolina that was coaching. And then that's when we took that family vacation to Las Vegas. We took that family vacation. I wasn't supposed to bring my stuff. I didn't want to go to the gym. I'm on vacation. I didn't want to go to no gym. But my parents, was like, just bring your stuff, because my dad knew someone that was associated with the Mayweather gym. He was like, well, he can get you in the gym. You can work out with them and just get that just the experience. They was like, just get the experience of being there, because they know I used to every my family would host a fight night every time Floyd would fight. And then they know I'll be watching the Doghouse on
yeah.
YouTube all the time. So they was like, just go and just get the experience. So I was like, all right, I'll bring my stuff. I brought it. I went to the gym, um, and that's when I met my past coach, former coach, Otis Pimpleton.
Okay.
And I worked out with him the first day. He was like, you know what? He's like, nah, like, I'm thinking that's it. I'm thinking I'm just working out that day and then, that's it. He's like, nah, like shit. As long as you here, you coming back every day. So I was like, all right. So I didn't even get to do nothing when I was in Vegas. I was in the hotel or the gym because I work out and I'd be tired from the work because they working me. So I'd be tired and I'd be in the hotel sleeping. Then by the time I want to get up and stuff, it's time to go back to the gym. So the whole time I was there, I didn't even really get the vacation. And he was like, you know what, while you here, we're gonna have you spar. So that's when I sparred Dorian Khan. He signed to Mayweather Promotions too.
Yeah.
And when I sparred him, he's one of their top guys. He is a hell of a fighter. So once they seen, what how the sparring went with me and him, they was like, shit, like, we're gonna talk to your parents and see about getting you out here, moving you out, to Vegas and stuff. And that's how it took off with my pro career.
Okay, okay, yeah, because as you said, you went there for a vacation, but
Mhm.
I've been to the Mayweather gym, and that's nowhere near the strip. That's in the Chinatown.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's not. You ain't gonna be going to Dre's and the Win and
right.
all the Marquee and all those kind of places. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, that's good, man. Because my guy, my friend, and he's also the sponsor of the channel, Ashley Fearfane. He used to box for, as you know, Mayweather
Yeah,
gym.
yeah. I know Ashley. Ashley, my guy.
Yeah, yeah, come on,
Yeah,
I see
that's
that.
my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, man. So then they got you out there, and then that's when they managed to finally get you some fights. Then
Yeah. So at first when I was moved out there and stuff, Otis, he was trying to get me to still compete in the amateurs.
yeah,
But I was telling him, I'm like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, I'm not gonna take it serious. I don't have no love for the amateurs no more. I'm ready to go pro. I'm ready to fight pro. I'm like, if I fight amateur, like I'm not about to take it serious at all. So he was like, okay, well, we just gotta see if you ready. So from that point on, he would just take me from gym to gym to gym, just throwing me in there with motherfuckers that could fight for real, just to see what I could do. And like when he put me in there, he seeing, okay, he's like he can hold his own. He got the heart. He got the dog. He just got to do the fine tuning to clean up some of the stuff. So he was like, okay, like you ready? You ready? So he was like, he was looking for some fights for me. And while in that meantime, he was looking for some fights. My guy Andrew Tabiti,
yes,
he had signed with this manager at that time, and basically he told the manager about me and a couple other guys at the gym, and so they was like, okay, well, we about to have a show. We'll throw them on the show to see how they do. So that's how I got my first pro fight was through Andrew Tabiti, and then the manager, like what he saw, so he signed me after that, and then I got my next two through the manager on his cards. So I had
okay,
got my so my first fight, really shit, my first three fights came from Andrew Tabiti because he got me on the first card through the manager, and then the manager liked what he saw, so he's the one that connected me, with the manager and stuff.
okay. So yeah, shout out Andrew to beat because yeah, your
Yeah,
first fight
definitely.
was Jemiah Mays. Also,
Mm,
Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin was on the card,
mm,
and you got a first round knockout. Then you got yeah, you knocked out the next two guys in 3 rounds. The third guy was 3-0,
yeah,
while she was 2-0. So yeah, no, that's good stuff, man. But I noticed that also you did a few exhibition bouts for
yeah,
a while she was with Mayor Mayor Promotions, and I
mm,
think that led to where you wanted to sort of go your own way.
yeah. So So a lot of people don't know at that time of me doing the exhibitions, I wasn't signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Oh,
Floyd just was rocking with me, so he was like, we're gonna make sure you taken care of and you get the exposure and stuff. And so he would throw me on the exhibitions. So the first exhibition, I was still with the manager, and the manager was going through some things and stuff, and then he started breaching a contract. So after that first exhibition, I had got out my contract because he breached the contract with me. So well, it was really with all of us that was with him, with like me, to Beatty, and other guys he had got at the gym. So we all had got out our contract. So at that time, I'm with doing exhibitions with Floyd. I don't have no manager. I don't have no promoter. Nothing. So really that was my bread and butter, was the exhibitions at that time. And that's why a lot of people don't know, like, it was like, why Floyd wasn't getting you fights, or why you wasn't fighting around that time. It's because I wasn't signed to nobody. I didn't have nobody. He was just looking out for me off the strength of uh because I was a sparring partner for one of his exhibitions, and he seen like what I could do. So from that point on, he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna look out for you and stuff like that. But that's
Was
why I had that gate period of me not having no fights. Even once I did sign with them, once I signed with them, Mayweather Promotions wasn't putting on no fights like they was before.
mm,
PBC slowed, where Showtime slowed down with their shows around that time too. And he throw a lot of guys on the Showtime PBC shows. So really wasn't no movement going on. That's why I had that long period of time with no fights.
yeah, because I did wonder why, but I thought you was signed with him because I know you was in the gym and you was on the exhibition, so I thought you was signed with him. But that's interesting. It's good that you've you've explained that. So when you said you sparred him, was that for the Japanese guy?
No, no, Don Moore.
Oh,
When
okay.
we had an exhibition with Don Moore. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. No, because I remember you said Floyd had an exhibition coming up, so you sparred him for one of his exhibition fights.
Yeah. So that third fight I had that you seen where I fought the 3-0,
Yes.
we fought on the same day. So when I had my fight, that's when he had the exhibition with Don Moore.
Oh, okay,
So I was
okay,
his sparring partner. So I was in camp for that fight, and then his sparring partner too for his fight. And because that it was supposed to happen that week before, but something happened. I think one of the somebody died or something, and then they pushed it back a week, and then um so that's when we fought on the same day. And then that's, like I said, after that, that's when he put me on the exhibition, and then I ended up getting out to the contract with my manager and stuff like that at the time.
okay. So, yeah, because I remember then you fought after that third fight. I remember you fighting in London, where you staying in the Park Plaza near my workplace. Funny enough,
Mm,
we had that that cool jacket you guys was all
yeah,
wearing, and you fought
yeah.
Declan Kenner at the O2 Arena.
Mm.
So how was that experience coming over to the UK and experiencing the environment and fighting, in the UK
You know, um,
the first time?
it was wait, nah, you said in the UK.
Yeah,
That
when
was
it was in
um
London for the when Mayweather fought
yeah,
Charles,
that was I fought a guy
February.
from, yeah, but I fought a guy from Ireland.
Yeah, Declan Kenner.
Yeah, Declan. Okay. It sounded like you said a different name. Yeah, Declan. Yeah, I was just talking to him a few weeks ago too. Cause I was supposed to, before my fight got moved up, I was supposed to be fighting out there in Ireland. But
Okay.
yeah, it was an experience. That was my second time in London, because the first time was the first exhibition I did that we had in Dubai, and that's when I fought the Japanese dude,
Yeah.
and we had a press conference in London. So that was my first time seeing London, but I got to really experience that second exhibition out there, and I loved it. It was nice, especially now that I done visited Newcastle, and then what was we just at that I just
Ma-
fought at?
Manchester.
Manchester, yeah. So now that I've experienced all that, um London by far probably is my favorite, because it's more like more
More going on.
malls, and yeah, more going on. There's a lot of malls and a lot of stuff you can do with shopping, and stuff like that. But at the same time, I really had like Newcastle. Like Newcastle was dope.
Yeah, yeah. I like it
Yeah.
up there. It's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
because especially the first time I didn't really get that experience of Newcastle because where the location was at we was staying. But the second fight I had out in Newcastle, we was staying by what's that the team we staying by the football arena.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the I can't think of the team because I know someone that
Newcastle
played.
United.
Yeah, Newcastle United. We were staying by them, so it was like it was almost like Vegas Strip at nighttime.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It's
it was
called
a
the.
lot of traffic, a lot of things going on. And then around that time it was crazy because it'll be like 10, 11. I don't maybe not 11, but I think it was like 9, 10 at night and it'd still be daylight outside.
Yeah, yeah,
So, it was just that was a crazy experience for me, but I really had liked Newcastle.
yeah. Because you got the Diamond Strip, you got Jesmond, you got
Mhm.
clubs like Tub Palace, Bijou.
Yeah,
Um,
you gotta be careful some of the clubs you walk in.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta be careful, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I had walked back. I had went at, after the fight. We had went and walked around, experienced some of the stuff, and some of the clubs we walked past, you're like them not the ones to go in.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, that's good, man. So then yeah, what I wanted to know is how did you are you signed to Wasserman then now?
No, I'm signed to Misfits.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
know you
well, Misfits Pro. I'm signed to Misfits Pro.
okay, because what but it's owned by the same people though, Cali and Nisse, ain't it?
So, excuse me. So, it's they have a partnership.
Okay.
From what I understand, Misfits itself, they did influencer. They didn't have no experience in the pro game, nothing like that. So they brought somebody on to handle that part. So Wiseman handles the pro side and stuff, but I'm not under Wiseman. I'm still under Misfits with Mams, Taylor, KSI, and on that side of the field. And since they do business and partnership with Wiseman, I still fight on their cards too. Also,
Yes, because I've seen you on like proper pro cards as well, like
mm,
over here. So yeah, that's
yeah,
why I thought you was with Wasserman and they was bringing you on some misfit stuff to get you extra work. Because I know the last fight was short notice. I remember
yeah,
you they brought you on sort of last minute, which is good. You know, get activity is key, especially at
yeah.
your age. You know what I mean? So okay, so that's interesting. And you fought the Indian guy, what's his name? Something Batty?
Yeah,
No,
I don't even
Banty
say his
Singh.
name.
Banty Singh.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Banty.
Banty. And you took him out. Yeah, I saw that. You took him out in the second round in good fashion. But also, yeah, let's talk about some of the some of your highlights because I noticed on Twitter X, you're very vocal. You get into a lot of verbal exchanges with people, so I can see how you got into a few fights in school
Yeah,
down in the south, in the dirty south. So,
yeah,
um, you argue with a lot of people. Some of them I have no idea who these people are, but it's entertaining when I see it. But famously, I saw the video where you dropped the two-weight world champion in Rolly Romero,
mm,
um, and then there was another guy who was. I remember you saying that he saying he dropped you. He had the dreads. He said he dropped you, and then he was like, "No, you didn't. I dropped you." And then it was like a back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's Shakur people. Yeah,
Okay,
that's Shakur people. Yeah, yeah. Nah, he ain't dropped me. Hell no.
yeah. Well, I saw the proof when you showed the video of you
Yeah,
dropping him. I
hell
was
no.
like, oh,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. So are you in Rolly cool now? Because obviously he's from Vegas as well.
Man, I don't know. Shit. Like that's him. I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't put the video out. I didn't have nothing to say about him or nothing to him until he once the video was out. Showtime had said something. I can't remember the guy name that interviewed him, but Showtime was doing an interview with him and they brought it up. And like he said some things about me. So that's when I started, saying stuff back, and we kind of had that feud going on. But on my end, like shit, it ain't no bad blood with fuck 'em,
Mm.
you know. I really was trying to push Floyd to make the fight happen for a real fight, but you know, he was giving me the run around like, oh, we don't, you don't knock a man. He was like, what did he say? You don't kick a man.
When he's down.
Yeah, you don't kick a man when he's down. I'm like, shit. When else do you kick him? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like shit. But I still like that fight with him. Obviously, I know right now it wouldn't happen because it wouldn't be no reason for him to fight me. I don't have no belt. It wouldn't be no big money grab for him or nothing like that. But hopefully soon, I can make it where I have a belt or it is a big money grab. Because of the history, and then I made my name bigger, and hopefully, he can meet me at 140 or something. Because I'm not fighting at 47. But he can meet me at 140 or something. We can get it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had and then like you said, you brought up the dude with the dreads. I can't think of his name right now, but
Yeah, I can't
that's
think of it.
when Shakur came to the gym and he brought his crew, and it was me, Carmel, and then my other guy Jersley. We was all sparring they crew. And shit, we was putting belt to ass on them, Obviously, as you see, but that's how the beef had started with me and Shakur because I had dropped his boy.
Okay. And
Yeah,
so, what did Kermel Moulton spar that day as well?
yeah, he sparred. I think Zaquan or Manny, one of them two.
Okay.
Yeah, he sparred one of them. I
Oh,
can't
wow.
remember which one it was, but shit, they know, like, even though me and Carmel, we in different camps now, we still cool, and they know shit. We still both put belt to ass on them, so they both know how we coming. Because I know, I done seen him, has few words with. I think is Zaquan. He had a few words with on Twitter. Um,
Yeah,
me and
and I
Zay done
think they
had
met in
like a few
person as well.
words.
They met in person. They had a little argument as
Yeah,
well. But no, that's interesting. You two, as the alliance, because I can
yeah,
imagine he probably went through some similar stuff you did. But now, these guys never seen light skin look so tough. So,
yeah.
so yeah, man, that's good. And then I see now. Obviously, you've been fighting a few times up in the UK, and I
Mm,
see recently you're calling out one of the UK boys, Ben Marksby.
yeah, yeah.
What's happening there, man?
Man, he fuck him. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna start saying fuck him. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they think they got them one over there. Or what. But anybody, and when I say this, anybody can take it how they want to take it. But I don't know if Washington think they got people over there or what. But if they got anybody at 140, at 135, they think is an elite fighter or think is better than me, I will beat they ass and stop them.
Okay.
So anybody that Washington has 140, 135, I will put belt. I'm talking about the belt your grandma used to put on you. You know what I'm saying? Straight belt. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. People can take that how they want to take it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna put it just like that.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was wondering, yeah, because I saw that recently. I'm thinking, where did that come from? Did he say something, or you're saying it's more the promotion side,
Look, I'm not.
hyping him? Are they hyping
I
him to you or
look.
something?
All I'm saying is anybody can take it how they want to. I'm not gonna explain anything, but whoever watch him and think they got
Okay.
140, 135, I will beat the shit out of them. I'm talking about brutal. Brutal. I done got my groove back. I started back off a little slow because I was sitting, but I done got my groove back because they done kept me active, kept me moving. So it's done getting ugly. If you see done watched my fights from when I started back fighting for my first Misfits card, the progression of how I'm back elevating every fight, it's getting ugly again. That's how I started off when I first turned pro. As you watch, the elevation kept going up, going up. And since I was sitting, I got a little stagnant, got a little ring rust, but now I'm back. I done got my groove back. I'm back hitting like cracking the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the body shots are
So
looking serious, man.
look, and look, that's on even though I was in camp already because I was supposed to fight on the Watchman card on the 5th. That was off a last minute call. I was the way my weight cut was going. I was gonna be able to make weight easily for the 5th. Once they made that call, I only had 4 days to cut weight.
Mm,
So I was doing a hard cut for 4 days, starving myself, no food, no water, just cutting straight hard, working out 4-5 times a day.
okay.
We work out. My coach let me rest for an hour, come back, work out again. I'm talking about running off no sleep because I'm cutting weight. For me personally, when I cut weight, it's hard for me to sleep. When I'm draining myself and like drying my body out, cutting the food out or cutting the food and the smaller intakes, it's hard for me to sleep. So I'm running off few films to sleep. Flew out the day before the
Yeah.
fight. Flew out. I got
And you're
there the day.
dehydrated.
Huh?
And you're dehydrated flying.
And dehydrated. Dehydrated. The airplane food smelling good as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they got the curry on the plane. I can't even eat the curry. None of that. People they keep offering me water and stuff. They see my lips crusty and dry and stuff. I can't even do nothing. Got there the day before weigh-in. I mean the day before the fight, the day of weigh-ins. We weighed in there because Misfits they do 2 weigh-ins. You do the official weigh-in that morning, then you do the camera one. Like they
Yeah,
don't
the
do it like how
ceremonial one. Yeah.
do the cause like how Schultz or PBC and all them would do where the real weigh-ins is the ceremonial one. So we weighed in that morning, but I still didn't even get the weigh in that morning because my opponent was nowhere to be found. He was there, but they was trying to get him because we was supposed to weigh in together so we could see his weight, he could see my weight. So I was there. I was staying at the weigh-ins for like 3 hours with nothing. I'm looking at everybody weigh in, start drinking their drinks and stuff over there, dying. You know what I'm saying? And still came and performed. Perform. I wasn't, and I know regardless what I do or go through for camp or whatever I'm going through in life, I'm going to perform. But
Mm.
for I just felt for the situation of me coming in. It's not like, I'm flying over to Florida or something or the next state over where it's only a 2-3 hour flight. I I had a 3 hour flight to Atlanta, a 3 hour layover, and then a 9 hour flight to the UK
Oh man, that's tough.
the day before the fight.
Yeah, that's like some. That
You know what
sounds
I'm
like some
saying?
Ngannou. That sounds like some. No, not Ngannou. Martin Bacoli business, man.
Like, come on, man. And I still came over there and handled my business, man.
Yeah,
With a dude, like I said,
and he was a puncher, you know.
yeah, that's the thing. That's a thing. Like, he got recognition for that, and I'm glad people recognize that because, like for my last two opponents, I was getting some criticism because they got a lot of losses and stuff. But I'm like, okay, like this dude, he got 8 losses. He was coming off a loss. He was coming off a knockout loss. But his fights before that, he was coming off wins. It wasn't like he was coming off 4 losses straight or five
Yeah,
losses straight. He was coming off wins. His last fight, he had, unfortunately got knocked out or
yeah.
got stopped. And but out of his he was 13, had 13
13
wins.
wins and 12
Out of
knockouts.
yeah, out of 13 wins, 12 knockouts. Like that's something you still got to watch out for. It doesn't matter if he had 20 losses. If it's 13 wins and 12 KOs, and let's say he had 15 losses, he's still dangerous. He's
Yeah,
still a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, if he touches someone,
Yeah.
it's still dangerous.
And I felt it like I didn't. It wasn't his power to me. His power wasn't nothing deadly because I done been in there with guys that hit way harder, but I felt it and I was like, okay, I see why he got them 12
Mhm.
knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Because like the first round, I wanted to get him out the first round, but he caught me with a punch that kind of had landed right behind my ear, and like if you go watch it, it had landed right behind my ear, and then right after that, you see he headbutted me in the nose.
Okay.
He was coming in, and like you would notice it because like you would see my hand grab my nose and stuff like that because I thought it was bleeding, and that made me back off a little bit because I'm like, okay, like I gotta just be smart about this stuff, and then that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get him out the second round.
Mm,
But he was he's still a dangerous fighter, and I still came and did what I had to do.
yeah. So then, so what's next then? What's the plans for the future? You looking to go for any like NABO, NABF titles, something like that?
So me fighting his last opponent, I got approved to fight for the WBC youth belt. So hopefully this next fight we can fight for that belt.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good look,
Yeah.
man.
Excuse me. They sent the email saying, I'm approved now because they wanted me to fight a worthy opponent, and then it was like I could fight for the belt, so they felt he was worthy. Um, and they said, this next fight, just send them an opponent, and they say yay or nay to the opponent. So hopefully whoever they match make me with, they say yeah, and I can fight for the belt this next fight.
Okay. Oh, that's good, man. So yeah, talking about Floyd Mayweather, I see he's now, announced that he's going to do an exhibition against Mike Tyson. What do you think of that?
Mm,
And you and him, cool? Because it seemed like it was a nice, amicable sort of split. Because I know that it was something about you wanted to get released from a contract, and he seemed to release you quite quickly. Whereas some people, people have managers and promoters who hold them for years. Andre Ward, famously, the guy had to pass away for him to get out of that one.
mm.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, what do you think about the exhibition and how
Well,
it's been Floyd Mayweather?
well, going to what you said before the exhibition part. I told you earlier, I know how to play my hand, so that's how I got my. I just know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm 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 real. I'm smarter than what people think. Cause a lot of people think, oh, because you're a fighter, you're not smart and stuff like that. Like one of the things I wanted to do was go to law school. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not no dumb person or nothing like that. I'm really smart, and I just used what I knew to my advantage to get out my contract. So that's why it went so smoothly for me. Because I know people that's can't say no names, but people that's still there right now that wish they could get out, but they can't because they stuck. Is his contract damn near like a 360 deal, if you know what a 360 deal is.
Yeah, yeah, that's normally
Yeah.
used in the music game.
Yes, it's damn near like that, like to be honest with you. But I just knew how to play my hand. But with the exhibition, it I don't know, like I wouldn't. It's just a money grab. That's all it is. Like
Yeah,
he seen how Mike Tyson performed with Jake Paul. Like Mike Tyson's don't. He not no fighter no more. He still don't got it like that no more. And
yeah, he's got enough speed. Floyd has looked after himself enough where he could, move and groove around him. I believe.
yeah, yeah. So that's Floyd just gonna go in there, do what he do because Mike Tyson. You seen what Mike Tyson did with Jake Paul, so it ain't gonna be nothing like that. But it's just a money grab, That's all the exhibitions is,
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a bit of fun, and it gets them
um,
out of the house. Because I think with Floyd, people say they talk about money problems, but I think a lot of it with him, I feel he gets bored a lot, and I think he just wants something to do
nah,
because he
nah,
likes the limelight.
nah. Yeah, it's that the limelight. He still wants to be the talent.
Yeah,
He when I was with him, he'd be like, "Oh, you with the best promoter in the game, whatever with the woo. Well, nigga, sit back and promote. You can't try to be the talent and then run a business at the same time. And that's all it is. He just want to keep being a talent, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like once you already done made it and you good, like there's no point in to keep being a talent. Just chill, relax, enjoy life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But do you
You
feel
know,
that Leonard Ellaby should, because he's meant to be he's meant to promote, because he was the CEO of
yeah.
the promotional company.
So because right after I got out, that's when they let Leonard go.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if that had something to do with me or not. Cause I told them like shit, I had reliable sources, and I was telling them I'm like shit, word on the street, shit. Leonard talking about leaving y'all anyway to go with Javante. So I don't know if I had something to do with that or what, but or it was because of like another reason why I wanted to get out, because Leonard wasn't doing nothing.
Mm.
He wasn't doing nothing. Te- Texting him was like trying to text the president. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to Floyd, and like I text Floyd, he'd text right back. I text Leonard, I don't hear back from Leonard for like a week or two.
Oh,
I would expect that from Floyd before I expect that from Leonard. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was like I think that had played a part too with why there was no motion with the fights or with any of us getting fights, because Leonard, he wasn't doing his part. Like, it was a lot of things, I had heard before I was signed, a lot of things that I was still hearing once I signed, and it was like, it was just, it's kind of had seemed like Leonard wasn't doing his job.
yes.
So I'm not putting all the blame on Floyd. I'm putting some on Floyd because it's still your business at the end of the day. Everybody looking at you for the final say so, but it's still a lot of that falls on Leonard because you're not doing what you was supposed to be doing. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So, and we ask you questions, you'll give us, beating around the bush answers and not firm, and like I rather you just be straight up with me, and I'd be like, yo, when the next fight, and be like, look, we don't got nothing right now. Like I'll let you know when we have something. Not, oh yeah, we working on something. We looking at next month. You'll be fighting next month. Then next
Mm.
month come, and then you be like, okay, nah, you fighting next month again. Like, nah, just be strict with me. Be like, look, like we don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was on him because once he left, I don't know the name of the guy they got now, but they done started fighting. Like the guys is fighting now.
Yeah.
You know, so like, so that's why I said, like, I don't know if I had played a part with that removal of him, but I'm just happy. I've removed myself, got me in a position where my career is going in a better direction. I'm fighting and stuff now, but also that I made it able for the guys that I rock with that still signed to Floyd to be able to have access to fight now, because I they got rid of Leonard and put somebody else in there now. So now the guys is getting fights and getting active.
Mm. Yeah, I hear that, man. Well, oh, it's good that you're. So when you said you're going to fight for the WBC youth, would you know what date that is then?
Nah, I don't know yet. I just had a phone call with Mams last night, and with Mams and my manager. I don't know if you know, my manager is Sal Joe. Uh,
I've seen the name on
yeah, yeah, he's from out your way. So we all had a call last night, a little meeting, and when I talked to him, they said they working on some things right now. So we talked, we had talked about a month ago prior, and he was like, he was trying to get me out 3 to 4 more times before the year ends. Uh, Probably be three if or three, probably 3 to 2. I'm thinking because it's about to be October, so
yes,
hopefully we can do like one each month: October, November, December. If not October, at least another one in December. At least close the year off good. With 2 more fights, I'd be happy with 2 more fights. So, but they said they're working on some things right now. So I think Misfits probably gonna be dropping an announcement soon about something.
Okay. So
And
how are you
then
finding it over there with the Misfits promotion?
you said how I'm what?
How are you finding it with the Misfits promotion?
Oh yeah, I love it. Like let me word that right. Let me word that right. I love what Mams does for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm happy with Misfits. I'm happy with, the people that work with Misfits. But, my guy is Mams. Mams makes sure I'm good. Mams make sure things happens for me. He see the vision, he see the talents, he see the skills, he see the hard work I put in. And he pushed to make sure everybody else recognize that. And that's something, that go a long way for me because coming from the promotion I just came from, I only had two promoters, which was Mayweather Promotions and then Misfits Pro. And coming from that last one, like seeing like, how I was getting treated, which would be like, oh, like, yeah, we know you can fight, you good, but we still gonna put you on the back burner. We
Mm.
just gonna even though, yeah, we got things we need to handle within our promotion and stuff ourselves, we still gonna put you on the back burner because you know, they was still like, for instance, Carmel. Like, I was still signed to them when Carmel was fighting. So I'm like, damn, like, we all of us is still waiting to fight, and you putting Carmel on shows, and not to knock Carmel or nothing, because he was basically Floyd's golden boy.
Yeah.
He's Floyd's chosen one. You know what I'm saying? So you know, coming from that type of feeling, like damn, like me, you got Dorian, you got CJ, you got Jersey. We all got talent. Like you got a whole stable full of raw talent, and you just gotta sit in, but showing favoritism to now, like, okay, I'm with Mams, and Mams making sure, stuff like that's not going on.
Yeah.
He making sure, you're everybody's gonna be in the limelight that's with us. So, that I'm happy, I'm happy with Mounds, I'm happy with Misfits.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So yeah, we're going to go into the penultimate round section of the interview, and it's like a series of question,
Mm.
multiple choice. So yeah, you'll get the gist. So all right, red corner or blue corner?
Mm. I ain't never thought of that, to be honest with you. I ain't never thought of that. Red,
Left
because
hook
my
or straight right?
left hook,
Gloves, Everlast or Fly?
Everlast. I ain't never wore fly.
Okay, Cleto Rays or Grants?
Granch.
Rival or winning?
You heard me?
No, what did you say?
Winning.
Oh, winning. Okay. For boots, Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Okay. Duh, 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 duh. For fighting cities, do you prefer London, Manchester, or Newcastle?
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Because they all show up for the fights.
Yeah, yeah,
They all show up. I probably Manchester.
yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Manchester.
that is a very good place. Madison Square Garden or MGM Grand?
MGM.
Okay. uh, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac. Fuck.
Bryson.
Big. Ooh, fuck. That's tough. Tupac. Tupac. Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bryson Tiller or Brent Fires?
Ooh. Ooh. Mm. Brent.
Yeah, that's
Right.
yeah. I'll go
Yeah,
with him as
right.
well. Yeah. Future or Tory Lanez?
Future.
Uh,
That was a tough one too with Future. Future
yeah.
for sure.
Hip hop or R&B?
Hip hop,
Dancehall or Afro beats?
Afro beats,
Um, Coachella or EDM festival?
ooh. Crazy part, I ain't never been in neither one, but both of them lit.
Yeah, I thought you'd have been to
Uh,
the EDM one because that's
that when I was supposed to go, that's when I had left out of town.
okay.
Um, I probably go with Coachella.
Okay. Uh, Michael Buffer or Jimmy Lennon Jr.?
Jimmy Lennon,
Uh, Ali or Tyson? Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson?
Ali,
Jack Johnson or Joe Lewis?
Joe Lewis,
Sugar Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard?
Robinson,
For referees, Mills Lane or Steve Willis?
Steve. You gotta go with Steve. If I could have Steve every fight, it would be Steve.
All right, so who you got in these fights? Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez?
Canelo,
Okay. Artur Beterbiev or Dimitri Bivol in the third rematch? Who you got?
Arthur,
Okay. David Benavidez or Anthony Yard?
David,
Devin Haney or Brian Norman Jr.?
Haney,
Shakur Stevenson or Javonte Davis?
Javante,
Jai Opataya or Zerda Ramirez?
uh, oh, Ramirez,
Naoya Inoue or Junto Nakatani?
Akatani.
That's who I got as well, funny enough.
Yeah, Akatani. Yeah,
I think he's, yeah. For
yeah.
cars, BMW or Mercedes?
BMW, but oh, I drive a BMW, so I want a BMW, but I love a Maybach. I want a Maybach. I'm gonna go with Benz.
Okay.
Bet.
Audi or Lexus?
Audi,
Rolls Royce or Bentley?
Rolls Royce,
For women, dark skin or light skin?
dark skin. Mm, mm,
You
mm.
go for looks or personality?
Personality,
Yeah. What's it? Do you like slimline or curvy thick?
slim,
Natural or surgery?
natural,
Okay. Da, 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 da. Are you, what's it? Democrat or Republican?
independent.
Independent. I like that. That's a good answer. Um, Gumbo or soul food?
Soul food for sure. For
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let me think any more. Beyonce or Alicia Keys?
Alicia Keys. Yeah, Alicia Keys.
Ashanti or Mariah Carey?
Ashanti.
Okay. So do you prefer East Coast, West Coast, or the South? Since
Come on,
you've been
man.
been
Come
everywhere.
on. What kind of a question is that, man? Come on, man. The South.
But so where are you now? You're in the what Midwest now?
No, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Arizona.
Oh, Phoenix. So that's still
Yeah.
West. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, that's what.
so
Yeah.
what gym are you training out of that house what's that one? That something house, brick house.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
It's
Brick
where
House.
I think Zerda Ramirez trains it, and Benavides train. Is that David Benavides? I think trains there.
Excuse me. Um, no, I probably haven't heard of it because they probably don't have no guys my size.
Okay, so what gym are you at out there then?
So I train at a gym called Caballeros, and then another gym called, I don't even know the name of the gym. I just know the owner's name. Last names is Montez. So
Okay,
I train at them two gyms.
okay, no, I've looked at it. Brick House Boxing. No, it's in LA. For some reason, I thought it was in
Okay.
Phoenix, but okay, so David probably travels to California to train them. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know he's from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you finding it down there then in Phoenix then?
Um, I like it a lot. It's just hot.
Yeah,
Like I thought Vegas was hot, but this type of heat out here, shit, this it's not cooled down now, but it's been hot. Like 115, 118, like it's hot.
yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. But no, that's good, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
you came through the penultimate round. But yeah, do you want to give a shout out to your sponsors and let everyone know where they can follow you on your socials? Give the socials out.
Yeah, for sure. First, shout out to my team, shout out to my family. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. So, shout out to Sal, shout out to Mel, shout out to my coach Lonnie. You know what I'm saying? You could follow me on Instagram at Ingram Jahan, or look me up on Google at Jahan Ingram. So it's JHON, not JAHON. So make sure you get it right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not hard to find.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, thank you for coming on. And there you
Yes, sir.
have it, guys. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live, joined by the boogeyman, Jahan Ingram. And there you have it. Make sure you tune in and watch out for more of his career at lightweight and super lightweight, but most likely lightweight when it comes to the big time championship fights.
Yes, sir.
Remember, guys, and it's proudly sponsored by Treasure Boxing Club. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know where
Yes,
it is.
sir.
Ha ha.